first fights. I think that's always a good starter. First fights.
Okay, you can share your first fight.
Yeah.
Let's start with your story.
Yeah, so I think it's very important to give background on like the way I was raised. My mom always kind of like used to idolize the way that she used to get in fights when she was younger, and like the way she like used to be able to stand up for herself. And I was saying like how whenever I was younger, I had like literally watched her get in like physical fights with like random people. Like a time when we were at a Mardi Gras parade, which it is Fat Tuesday today when we're recording this. Whoop, whoop, whoop. We were at this Mardi Gras parade, and they have these like ladders and like little seats at the top where people can sit. Like usually it's kids who sit at the top who are quite short, and then they can like wave to the people and be like, throw me something, like yeah. And so we had like our tailgate, like our truck, like pulled up to the street, and then we had like our little ladder. And I remember watching it, but I can't remember exactly like how it started. But there was like a drunk group next to us who were being like quite loud and annoying, and she started to like push on the ladder, trying to like move it out of her way. And like there was like our family was like on it, and my mom started to like push her like and be like, back the fuck off, like kind of thing. And then all of a sudden, like, my mom is, like, fucking on top of her, like, fighting this lady in the middle of the street. Like, full on, like, fight. Like shirts got ripped. My mom was, like, on it. Like, do you know what? And my brother's a cop, like, as well. And so, like, the police got called up. And then they both got taken away as well. It was, like, a whole fucking thing. So
my God.
I know. So it's, like, imagine, like, watching that growing up and seeing that.
I would be like, that's how we resolve issues.
Yeah, so my first, like how I mentioned in Zaid's episode, my first like time ever hitting someone, like a random, was whenever I was in that class and I slapped that kid across the face. And so that was like, and then
At 7 years old.
Yeah, 7 years old. I didn't get in trouble for it as well. And again, like my mom was like, yeah, good. Like, do you know what I mean?
Well done.
Yeah, like when someone fucks with you, punch them right in the fucking nose, and then they'll get a shock and they won't fuck with you again.
Yeah,
so
validation.
Yeah, and so I was dating this person, and his ex was, and we were going to a party, and his ex was going to be at this party, and I genuinely like, I know that she was only there because she knew I was going to be there. Like, and so I kind of like knew something was going to happen and that there was going to be a bit of a drama. I didn't think like she was going to want to fight me or anything, but she was known to like stir shit.
The shit stirrer.
Yeah, literally. And I'm like 15, 16 at the time. I must have just turned 16. So I was like very like young. Yeah. And we were all drinking in the kitchen, just having a good time. And I was like pouring tequila shots for like me and my friends, and I see her like walk in through the door, and she kind of comes like through the kitchen area, and I'm just like handing my friends these tequila shots and everything. And then she walks past and she like dips her shoulder down and like shoves me.
Wait, what the fuck? That's like immediately as she comes in, which means that she literally came to stir shit with
on
you.
a mission. Like she came in the kitchen to do that, and I knew it. Like I knew it from the moment that she hit me, and I was like, if I let her get away with this, then she's just gonna keep doing it. Like she's just gonna keep coming back. Like because this was like, these people used to throw these parties like regularly, and it's like if you knew them, it was like kind of a big deal to get invited, like, you know, because it was they were always just really good parties.
Yeah.
And I knew the people who lived there. My sister was really good friends with them, so I kind of had that, like, that's why I was there. And she did that, and I literally, and I mentioned this in like whatever podcast about blacking out with anger, Antoinette's podcast, like I just like saw red, and I was like, oh hell no. So when she walked past after she like dipped her shoulder, I like pushed her, and I was like, bitch, why the fuck did you just shove me? And she
Damn.
Bitch, what the fuck? And she like comes up and she starts going like, because I was just so angry at this point, like I was just like, no. And she comes up and she starts going like, nah, 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 in my face. And I can't remember what she said because I was just so angry that she was like pointing her finger in my face, because that's like a massive trigger for me if someone like pushes or like pokes me or something, or basically just comes in my bubble. And yeah, so I completely black out from anger. Like I was so mad that I black out. And I just remember like squaring up. And then one of my friends was like filming, like just randomly filming, just being like, look at all my friends at the party, like kind of thing. And she was like kind of outside of the kitchen, and there was almost like an island thing. And then in the video, it's just me. I like have my hand behind her head, like above her hands, and I'm just like hitting her in the face and like stepping, like backing her up the whole time. And then basically I came out of it, like kind of remembered where I was when like everybody was being separated and everything, and I was like, what the fuck just happened, kind of thing. Like, oh my god, I think I just got in a fight. I think, like, you know what I mean?
I think
like,
this just happened.
Yeah.
I think I just fucked someone up.
Yeah, I think I just got in a fight. And oh my gosh, are you okay? That's what happened.
How's your hand?
And yeah, and she was fine. Like, I mean, my little tiny fist at like that age probably didn't do much damage at all. But yeah, like it was really cool because everyone knew that she was basically there to do it. So she got kicked out and wasn't allowed to come back ever. Yeah, like she wasn't allowed to come back, and then like I got to stay and like enjoy myself. Yeah, so
I beat her up and got her kicked out.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I'm sorry, but not sorry. She deserved that.
Yeah.
She came to stir shit, so...
Bruh, that's what I mean. But it's like, I literally...
You build that boundary, Melanie.
You build that boundary. Yeah, I read this thing recently that basically anger, that we have this like idea that anger is like a bad thing. Like, oh, like if you get... So obviously like explosive anger when you're hurting someone else like is like a different subject, but it's like you feel like rage whenever someone crosses a boundary that you've put up like to protect yourself, like a child, like as a child, like so it's like this boundary you put up to protect your inner child. And so whenever someone crosses that boundary, that's like a big no-no. Like that anger is that sign like of like no fucking way, like someone's just crossed a boundary. So it's like anger could be like a good thing in a way to let you know that someone has like crossed a boundary that you've set up to protect yourself, which is like we should be able to do. Obviously, like I didn't have to fight her. I was 16 and I was a little bit drunk up on fucking tequila. What's the Dutch Courage? Yeah, I had that. Yeah. And so that's...
I was drunk on Dutch Courage.
I was drunk on Dutch Courage. Yeah, but I mean, I think that kind of gave me a little bit more of a deeper insight, because it's like my mom was quite physically like abusive with her discipline. And so like I had already, like I was never able to really stand up to her. And so if someone came in my bubble or put their hands on me, that was like a big like, oh fuck no kind of thing. Like, you know, you've crossed the boundary. Yeah, so very interesting.
That is very interesting. That actually, yeah, it makes me think of the time that I saw Red. You're like, Maggie saw red.
Yeah.
Probably was pink with flowers and butterflies. I saw pink. No, but something else happened that night as well.
Yeah, so it turned out that, well, not turned out. So the person that, so if you've listened to Antoinette's episode, then you'll know that I was in this like kind of grooming relationship with this older guy, and that was actually his ex that was at the